if I take this leaf and I color its neighbor and erase all these, then now I'm not left with a single tree, I'm left with a bunch of trees. A bunch of trees is called a forest in mathematics, also in real life. So, but it's true, a collection of trees, a forest, there is a leaf. As long as there are edges in the forest, there is a leaf. I find a leaf, I cover it. Okay, now, how are we going to use this argument? Well, before we put any guards, then our sub-solution can be extended to an optimal solution. Suppose that after some number of I steps, so we've put a bunch of guards, and now we're left with a forest of nodes, and there are edges, and the edges are not covered. So now, what do we do on the, this can be extended to an optimal solution S. I have 9 minutes. I could get to the 2 approximately. Okay, so now I just have to worry about the I plus first solution. So I'm going to find a leaf. Okay, for the I plus first, I'm going to find a leaf. And I'm going to color its neighbor. Now, what could the algorithm expert do differently? So this, until I colored this neighbor, my solution could be, by the inductive hypothesis, my solution could be extended to an optimal solution S. But now, if I color the neighbor and the algorithm expert would do the same thing, S extends also the optimal vertex, optimal minimum vertex cover S includes this neighbor, then I have no problem. My sub-solution can also be extended to an optimal solution, the same optimal solution S, after I plus 1 steps. Suppose I color this neighbor, and this neighbor is not in S. The algorithm expert would not choose this neighbor. Well, then the algorithm expert has to cover this edge. And the edge only has 2 endpoints. So the algorithm expert has to choose this one. So how do I take this solution S and modify it to get S prime? Well, instead of taking this one, I take this one. And that way, I still cover this edge. The rest of S, I can do the same way. And maybe I cover this edge, and I cover some other stuff. So it can't hurt me. I can take the solution where they put the guard on the leaf, and I can move the guard to the neighbor. Maybe the neighbor is also a leaf. But I'm not increasing the size of the vertex cover. Okay? I have 6 minutes. Now I'm going to show you, my pen. Now, talking about these hard problems. Okay, how do you do vertex cover on a graph? Now, there are better approximation algorithms. We do not have a polynomial time algorithm that finds an exactly optimal solution. If we did, all kinds of things, the world would shake, and people would be able to break into your bank account. But we don't. But even with just an easy, greedy algorithm, we can get close. Okay, so what we do... oh yeah, and I have to tell you this because it's on the homework. So, there is a 2 approximation algorithm for general graphs. So we can make a general graph. This is now not a tree. This is just some graph. Okay. What you can do, there is, okay, fine. What you do is, the first idea is to find a maximal matching, okay? Which means matching is a subset of edges. So we're going to find a maximal matching. Okay, so it's a subset of edges such that a matching is a subset of edges such that no vertex touches more than one of those edges. And it's maximal if we can't make it bigger, or we cannot add to it without breaking it being a matching. So for example, this edge, I can't take either of these, I can't take this one. This edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, right? Is that maximal? So for every edge, these ones are all touching something. Yeah, we can't add to this matching. Okay? But, so notice that in a vertex cover, we have to be covering every edge in that matching. And everything else. All of the edges, but in particular the edges in this matching. Okay? So, what do we do? Well, the algorithm says we take every endpoint we take every endpoint of the edges in this matching. That's pretty bad, right? But it's a vertex cover. Why? Because it's covering everything in the matching, and there isn't an edge. If there were an edge, such that neither of its endpoints were in the matching, neither of its endpoints were incident to an edge in the matching, then we could add it to the matching. So we can build the matching using a greeting algorithm, and then we just take all of the endpoints of the edges in the matching. It doesn't have to be a maximum matching even, it just has to be maximal. We just have to greedily take an edge. Is there any other edge we can take? Yes, we take it. Is there any other edge we take? And we keep taking until we can't take any more. And then we take all of their endpoints. So, it has to, if there were an edge that weren't covered by any of the endpoints, then we could add it to the matching. So our greedy algorithm would have kept going. And our vertex cover has to cover each of these edges. So it has to be, for each of these, we have to have at least one of the endpoints in the matching, in the vertex cover. And notice that we can't have any of the, in a minimum vertex cover, we can't have any vertex covering two edges, because the two edges in the matching, because then the two edges in the matching would be incident to the same vertex, and that would mean we didn't have a matching. So the minimum number is at least the number of edges, the minimum size of a vertex cover is at least the number of edges in the matching, and by taking each of the endpoints, we get at most twice that many. So this gives us a two approximation algorithm, and I have no time left at all. But look, that was actually, I already mentioned simplexes, so in the worst case, so I actually got through all of the stuff I wanted to get through. Don't worry, you'll find out more about this because it's on the homework. And vertex cover in a tree is in the textbook. Unfortunately, it's a question, so it doesn't tell you how to do it. But now you have the greedy algorithm for fractional knapsack. You've seen the greedy algorithm for the two approximation of binary knapsack with uniform densities, the greedy algorithm for vertex cover in a tree, and the greedy algorithm for the two approximation of vertex cover in a general graph. That was quite a lot for one day. No. You still haven't seen minimum spanning trees, which is on Wednesday. But they're in the book. And yeah, it would be a bit crazy to try to do minimum spanning trees and fractional knapsack and approximation algorithms and vertex cover and minimum spanning trees in one day. So I hope you got your money's worth out of this hour and a half. Thank you for attending. Please spread the word that the questions are not going to be easy and people should actually watch the lectures. Thank you for coming here and making me feel good about standing in front of this camera. Okay, Mojan, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Mojan, you're reading these comments, right?
Yes, but I don't want to interrupt your voice.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that mistake, guys.
No problem. My voice is not so. I should. So actually, I mean, if I run this through Zoom, apparently there's this beautify feature. So I could do this and actually have it. I wonder if it will modify my voice as well, give me sort of a cool baritone or something.
There's a question.
If I have a quick question, yes, you can, except this session will close in 3 minutes. I should have set it to run longer.
Okay, excuse me, Dr. Legage. Could I ask the question about the assignment? Question 5.
That's the minimum spanning tree that we will cover on Wednesday.
Okay, so I ask you on Wednesday, right?
I will cover Kruskal's algorithms, Prim's algorithm, how to build a minimum spanning tree on Wednesday.